think I'm back. I wonder if this is any different. Is it any different this way around? Am I still in small screen mode? Hi Tish, we're good. Are we good? Are we the right way round? Are we in a decent screen size? Thank you Tish, thank you. I don't know that I'm ever perfect, but I'm nearly there. And it's 1:30 and it's the right way round. Hurrah! And I can see the chat. I'm happy. Hi Rebecca. Hi Susan and Catherine again. Welcome back. Hi Hilary. Hi. Lovely to see you. So I've only got 5 people. I had a lot more before and I hope we get you back. Hi Pizzazz. Good to see you. We're in such a beautiful place. I'm just going to wait for the numbers to crank up a little bit. Make sure I get Dawna back, especially. There we go. There we go. We're getting better. So we should start. It's definitely time. So welcome back. Welcome back. You found me and we're sorted. It's all good. So I'm here at the beautiful Royal Botanic Gardens of Kew, and it took me 2.5 hours on a coach to get here, but I'm so glad. And I've been here since 11 and I've walked and walked and walked. This site is massive. It's over 300 acres. I'm not going to overheat, Gregory. I might. It is very warm. It's beautiful, but there's a beautiful breeze, as you can tell. It's blowing my hair around. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for persevering. So, without further ado, I want to welcome you to the Royal Botanic Gardens, known as Kew Gardens. And I'm going to turn off me. You don't need to see me. You need to see the beauty that is around me. So, I decided to sit and wait for you guys by this beautiful bit of water. And hi Beth, lovely to see you. And you can see this gorgeous fountain in the middle. This is just a very small body of water in front of one of the big conservatories. And we're actually right next to the River Thames. I didn't realise we were so close to the River Thames, but I always like water, so we'll start with a little bit of water. And I'm surrounded by Canada geese at the moment. There are some babies around which we can find. But I'm also sitting next to these rather large guardian dragons. Chinese guardian dragons, presented to Kew Gardens in the 1950s. There are 2 of them. There's one that you can see and there's one that I'm sitting on. Very kind of me to let me sit on him. And as I say, there's these gorgeous Canada geese everywhere. They're rather lovely. This one, they are not scared at all. I tell you, this one is coming extremely close to me. So let's turn around and look at the first of our significant places. Now, I've tried really hard to think of the best place to take you, and I have walked a lot of the site today to do my best to find the best places, but I've decided that we cannot do it all. I started by going to Kew Palace, which I really wanted to see, and I have walked a long way out to what's called the Palm House, which is another big greenhouse full of palm trees, obviously. But I decided to bring you back here to what is called the Temperate House. And we're going to go inside that in a minute. And I thought this is probably the best one to show you. And both the biggest greenhouses are really interesting because they've got an upper walkway. You can actually go up a very fancy Victorian spiral staircase and go on a walkway around the top of the conservatories. But again, I thought, not sure about that. I thought I might like to, and then I thought about me and my gimbal and not watching my steps. And then I thought, oh no, maybe not. Not safe. I'm sorry you're struggling to hear me. Let me bring my microphone a little bit nearer and we'll try and get out of the wind. So there's all these visiting Canadian geese, and if I can find their babies I will. We've got to walk round a bit to get to the main pathway, but I do want to show you this interesting tower in front of us. There are so many structures around the gardens, it's quite interesting. I know that there's a big Chinese pagoda, that's right the other side of the site. There is a Japanese garden, and there are various themed gardens as you go round. This is rather nice. This is a small temple. Yeah, we'll have a look at the bench in a minute, Tish, I will. Are you hearing a little bit better now? I'm off the water. This is actually a war memorial, I was surprised, to the First and the Second World War. And this is for guys, thanks Rosie, this is for guys who actually worked for Kew Gardens. I was surprised that this was here. Yeah, the other thing they have here is they have a treetop walk, and I really wanted to go on it, but I'm scared of heights, and the other thing is the lift isn't working, so I don't think I'd be able to cope with that. I might try a bit later. So there are also lots of sculptures around the gardens, and this is a very interesting bench, isn't it? Very curious. There's lots of different sort of sculptures and designs around. There is actually a themed area which I haven't been able to get to yet. So there's always things going on, and I also noticed they're putting pavilions up for something called Cue the Music. So there must be going to be a big musical event coming up as well. So there's our lovely Chinese dragons guarding the lake. Quite proud. And we're now going to work our way over to the Temperate House. We're going to go inside. I was going to ask if any of you watched Bridgerton. I started watching Bridgerton. I didn't follow it completely, but when I knew I was coming here, my daughter suddenly told me that there was a spin-off. I didn't know that. There's a spin-off called Queen Charlotte, and I had to watch it because this place is all about Mad King George, George III, and Queen Charlotte. They lived here. This was their place. So I cannot recommend highly enough. It is not a historical documentary, none of that, but it is fascinating, and a lot of it was filmed here. And it does tell you a little bit about the very sad story about King George and his madness, and how little they understood mental health, and how poorly he was treated by some rather devious clinicians. So I'd highly recommend watching Queen Charlotte on Netflix or Amazon Prime, I think I watched it on. Thank you, Rebecca, that's very kind. So, as I say, I started my day by going around Kew Palace, and the first thing that I was surprised about was that it was really small. You know, you think of a palace and you think, I'm going to be stepping into some amazing building, but it was really small. But this is because it was actually just a house at one time, and it was originally just for Queen Charlotte, and she was supposed to live there separate from King George, who lived at Buckingham House, not Buckingham Palace, Buckingham House. But eventually there was a period of time where they both lived here. I mean, he was on the throne from 1760 to 1820. So within that period of time they lived here, and the vast amount of the estate was actually farmland, and the one thing he enjoyed and he knew that made him feel good was his farming. So that's all this whole area was at one time, and the actual Kew Gardens wasn't founded until 1840, so after they'd left. And that's when most of these buildings were built, these beautiful Victorian constructions. And this Temperate House has no supporting columns. When we go inside, you'll understand a little bit more how crazy this structure is. But bearing in mind this is a glass greenhouse, there are no supporting structures inside. It's just so clever. I guess this is what the Crystal Palace was like once. I never did see the Crystal Palace for real, but They are amazing buildings. I keep wanting to turn to the water. I just love the water. But we will have a look at some of the flowers on the way as well. So everywhere you go, there are just amazing displays of flowers, trees. There are meadowlands. There is a special area for bees. It is adorable. I didn't know what I was going to make of this. I really didn't. But my God, is it beautiful. And this is just a very small display. The place is massive. So let's get over to the temperate house and let's get inside. Which the wind is getting up. I wasn't expecting this. Is he cutting the grass? I don't envy him his job at all. And before we go in, I just draw your attention to some other statues which I thought were quite intriguing that are lining the promenade in front of the temperate house. I can see a griffin, I can see a unicorn, I can see a lion. So let's go up and see. They're constantly attending to these gardens. Can you imagine it, having to weed this lot? Busy, busy girl. Excuse me, how many of you tend the gardens? Wow, non-stop. Thank you. So over 100 staff tending the garden. That's just ridiculous. So here's a proud white lion, one of the statues. And he's rather grand. He is lovely. He's just called the Lion of England. Definitely looks in charge. And this is made of Portland stone. These were made in the 1950s. These are not ancient. I tell you what, you can never forget how near you are to Heathrow Airport. Look how low that plane is. Crazy. So we're to central London, which I didn't realise either, having come up from the south coast in Worthing. I didn't realise how close to central London we were. So here we go, folks. You won't feel this, but boy, the heat when you go in. So, first thing that hits you is the heat. The second thing that hits you is the smell. Yes, somebody definitely tell me if we lose signal. But this is amazing in here. Isn't it beautiful, Rosie? It's just adorable. And you know, this is the beauty of doing this. If I can bring you here, A, it encourages you to, if you can ever get here, to come. But if you can't, I know, isn't it great, Claire? It is like a jungle. Look at those amazing things up there. Let's zoom in on those. No idea what they are? I will try and find out for you. Isn't it amazing? It's amazing. Let me see if I can find out what they are. Most things usually have labels on them. And they are called Heliconia. I do not lie. Heliconia stricta. Ali. Well, all I can do is read it for you. I don't profess to understand. What I do want, I mean, look at the size of this thing. Look at the size of those leaves. That is amazing. No, I must say, Donna, it is hot and sweaty in here, and with my funny lungs, I shan't stay in too long. But it is just beautiful. It is like stepping into another world. It really is. So even in this temperate house, it's divided into different areas. So this is the Americas. These are interesting plants. Look at these. I've never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like that. Let's see if we can find out what they're called. No, it hasn't got a label immediately below it, unfortunately. What I do want to show you is the upper walkway, so we'll see if we can find the stairs. So this bit down that way represents Australasia and Asia. We may go out that way. Of course, I would like to know what's down there, but we're not allowed to know what's down there. Oh, Hillary, you got. I haven't. I have seen some sprinklers. I have, but I haven't got. Sprayed by them. That's for sure. These amazing leaves. Look at those. I know. I always want to know what's down a sneaky paths, sneaky alleys, and sneaky stairways. I always want to know what's up there, what's down there. So we'll go this way, and so far I haven't found a staircase up. To try and not get these children on film, but I'm about to walk through this front, and we still haven't lost the signal. That's amazing. Okay, so here is the magic staircase. It's very tempting to go up. So that fancy Victorian ironwork. So that's a spiral staircase that goes up to the top. Isn't that lovely? And down as well. And it does say on there that the humidity and the high temperature is about 35 degrees. And it says, do make sure that you're fit to do the staircase. So I think I am probably not fit to do the staircase. Not and carry a gimbal at the same time. Look at this stunning plant. I'm not sure what this is either. But look at the funky pot that it's in. I like that. Or is that part of... No, that's not part of it. But that's somebody's root system down there. It's not the portal to hell. This place is beautiful. Beautiful. We have a mahogany tree. Oh my goodness. A mahogany tree. So what I want to show you is where the walkway goes. And then we'll make ourselves that way outside to get some fresh air, I think. Here's some lovely lilies. I can't get over the size of some of these leaves. And the size of the trees. I shall show you up where the walkway is in a minute, and you'll see that most of these trees do go up the full height. I mean, look at that one for the size of the leaves. It's just crazy. So let's find you a good shot of the walkway. Oh dear, child alert. It's so hard, this thing of not getting children on camera. I can't find you a shot of the walkway. I don't really want you to see this. I think if I go up the other end, I found another staircase. So many people. It wasn't like this at 11 o'clock this morning. So that's where you come down. The other staircase we saw was the way up. That's the way down. Let's get past the children. Goodness me. Sorry. I really want you to see this walkway, and I've lost it now. We'll get there in a minute. You know what? It's right above my head, and I can't get an angle to show you it. I will. I'll find a way out, and then I'll show you. There's the people coming down the stairs, and the walkway at the moment is immediately above my head. So we will get to see it in a minute. I think the best we're going to get is here. So, if you see in that corner, you see that upper ironwork? That is a walkway that goes all the way round. Oh wow, shrimp plant, that's amazing. Thank you, Cheryl. So that's the walkway going above there. If we had the energy to get up there, it would be amazing. So at the moment, I'm going to try and escape out the back door, just to get a little bit of fresh air. It's so nice if we get shots without people, but it's really rather crowded. So that's the temperate house. We'll go outside and have a look at some of the other gardens. So we went in the very front of that building, and we've come out immediately opposite at the back, and we've come to a small rose garden. not just roses, we have geraniums. Just beautiful. And everywhere you look, there are now these grass walkways that take you way, way beyond. I tell you, this site is massive. There's one that way and there's one straight ahead of us. You could walk for days here. So I'm just going to take you down to the roses, and then we're going to go into a smaller greenhouse, which blew my mind, I tell you. I'm not going to say anything about it other than it blew my mind. And then we'll go and have a look at it. So we've got roses here, but I think it's not the best time for roses, I don't know. I'm not sure whether we shouldn't be past the best time for roses, I don't think. It varies, but there's quite a variety here. There's a lot of white ones, some really dark pink ones, and they're really beautiful. So, as I said, this is actually considered the largest botanical gardens in the world, which is interesting because in April I was in the oldest botanical gardens in the world, which are in Padua in Italy. And the botanical gardens in Padua were opened in 1540. That's way before this. And I remember reading there that they were quite pivotal with supporting Kew Gardens at the beginning of their journey to build this botanical gardens. So there's a lot of work between the two, a lot of research was shared. And the other interesting thing that links is that people that have been on my tours before, there is a link with Highdown. Sir Frederick Stern, who lived at Highdown, he went and sent people all around the world to collect plants, some plants that had never been seen in this country. And he sent seeds to the Millennium Bank, which is at Wakehurst Place, which is like the sister to Kew Gardens. That's where a lot of the research happens. And as I say, that's where they have a Millennium Bank of seeds. So it's interesting for me that it all links up. Sometimes life does that. So there's a link between here, Padua Botanical Gardens, which I loved, Wakehurst Place, and Highdown Gardens, where I live. I like it when it comes together like that. So, we're only half an hour out of the middle of London, yet it's so beautiful and quiet, other than the aeroplanes. So, where I'm going to take you now, I love this, and I do hope there's not too many people, because we need to have a bit of space. So this lovely little greenhouse, really quite small, quite insignificant. I nearly didn't walk over here earlier today, but then I read my map, I had another look, and I saw what it said. And this is called the Water Lily House. And I thought, okay, water lilies. Do I need to be impressed by water lilies? Whew, I think so. You wait till you see these. These are no mean water lilies. Come inside and have a look. Look at what's in here. If we can get ourselves a nice position, you'll be amazed at what's in here. So we have water lilies in a pond, but wait for this. If we can find ourselves a slot. Creep round the side. Look at those. Look at those. What do you think? What do you think? Oh, have I pixelated now? Am I back? Am I not back? Was that comment recently? Because I've only just seen it. Are you seeing the water lilies? Can you see them clearly, Tish? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in a very enclosed space, a bit blurry. Oh, I am sorry about that, because these are amazing. I have taken some still pictures earlier, so we can share them. Aren't they amazing? I reckon you could walk on them. Beautiful. And all around we've got all these lovely... Oh, I'm really sorry it's not clear, because of course my end it is. And on YouTube you don't get any information about the quality of the signal at all. So I'm sorry that wasn't clear. But they're incredibly big water lilies. So, back outside. I wasn't sure at which point you lost me. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what the diameter of those. They looked about 4 foot in diameter, the big ones. Not quite 5 foot, because I couldn't lie on one, and I wouldn't lie on one. But they did look quite impressive. So, that's our water lily house and our temperate house. We've seen our beautiful lake. Don't know why the chat keeps to sing. It went just before the lily place. Oh, I'm sorry, so it could be not good here. Oh, that sounds amazing. I think they do special things all through the year because they've got to try and get people to keep coming back. So Christmas sounds fun. And as I say, there is a big event called Kew the Music, which I saw them putting tents up for. I don't know what that's about. So, somebody mentioned about the Marianne North Gallery. Yeah, I would have liked to get there. Still, I've got time. We don't go till 4 o'clock. So I may well get a chance to get down there. But I've also not had anything to eat or drink, so I must sort that out later. So yeah, it's just stunning. So what I'm going to try and do in the time that we've got, if you bear with me, is try and take you to the next biggest greenhouse, because I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's not far. I also know it's the newest one, and thank you, Claire, that'd be great. I say I've got some static photos from earlier as well. So the next big glass house that we're going to see, I'll just give you one last shot of the lake. It's so tricky. The whole signal thing is just a tricky thing, isn't it? So the next glass house is called the Princess of Wales Conservatory. So I'm going to try and take you over there. Say I've not seen it yet, but I can work out its shape just in the distance. So I think if we've got time, it'd be nice to wander over there and have a look. This wind is whipping up. It's bizarre. No, I'm not streaming through anything, Rosie. I'm just doing it directly on YouTube. I do have Streamlabs, I do have Prism, but to be honest, I'm thinking of giving this game up. So today was just an opportunity to share this with you, an opportunity to do it. It might be my swan song, I don't know. But so I haven't got into Prism and Streamlabs because I don't think I'm going to be continuing. So I did have a go, had a go at everything. Hey ho. That's not your real shock face, Dawna. Oh dear. It's very kind. I know, but I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it. Don't want to be negative. It's such a lovely day. So we won't be negative. You missed my arty sessions. Well, I was contemplating doing the arty sessions again. Yeah, I'm not saying never, but you know, it's just proving tricky. Let's say tricky. It's a gorgeous day, Cynthia. Absolutely gorgeous day. It is nice, isn't it, Helga? Love it. So here we're coming up to as well. So I hope we're back. So, Princess of Wales Conservatory. As you can see, this is very modern. And I haven't been here yet. I love the water lilies too, Alexa. So let's go and have a look at this. I say I've not been here yet today. I only know of it from reading the website. So I don't know what's inside it either. But it's quite a nice little section here of cacti. That's quite interesting. The water's a funny colour. Very greeny blue. Lots of algae, I guess. But interesting, the cacti. So let's go and read what it says about the Princess of Wales Conservatory. There you go. Oh, I'd thought about that, Claire. I am going to meet up with Kendall, but we won't have time to do that. That would have been amazing. At one point she was going to come and stay with me, and we would have definitely done artwork from my dining room, definitely. But she can't do that now, so I'm meeting her in the middle of a South Sea, so won't be able to do that. But I will consider doing some arty sessions again, especially now I've got hooked on this encaustic art. It's just a bit bonkers. So, this has got a totally different feel to it. Lots of cacti. This is weird. This is called Candylilla galito, a type of euphorbia that is nothing like the euphorbia that I've got, and that's from Mexico. So this is all very succulent based, I guess. So we've got all these little tiny succulents, and as you can see, these are being kept behind glass. I suppose that's to keep them even hotter. They're behind glass, in glass. So we can read a little bit about this, if we've still got signal. I just wanted to know when it was built. They're designed by Gordon Wilson. It was named for Princess Augusta. But this, and then it was opened by Diana, Princess of Wales, in 1987. I did wonder what the connection was. Interesting. So it's named after Princess Augusta, which is one of Charlotte and George's children, and one of the Kew's royal founders. But it was opened by Princess Diana, Princess of Wales, in 1987. Oh, thank you, Susan. I shan't. Oh, there's a few butterflies around, which is lovely. Focus. It's so hot to tell you. So there's some bigger spiky cacti at the back. And some more succulents here. Oh wow. Oh, I like the ones in the middle. This is nice. Look at these. Oh, I like those. It looks like you could sit on them, but I don't think that'd be a good idea somehow. That's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful variety as well. What variety of cacti? Please don't climb on the rocks. I don't think that'd be a little bit silly, wouldn't it? I love those, like pincushion cacti. But they're actually called Echinocactus grusoni, again from Mexico. So a lot of these are from Mexico. No surprises there. I am surprised at the variety. Look at this funky one. Oh. It's alright, don't worry. Look at that. It's like a sea slug. A sea slug with spikes. Sorry, I'm just trying to avoid children. I don't know what that looks like. I'm not going to say. No comment. No comment on these. Oh, good job I'm not with anybody. These little hairy spiky things. Amazing. I'm glad I came in here. I wasn't going to, because I wasn't sure what it was. Look at that. It makes it look like a snake. Ugh. We haven't lost the signal. I can't believe it. Look at this for beautiful. You don't often see them with their flowers. Look at that. is amazing. This is from Argentina. I used to have a cactus that was supposed to flower, but it didn't flower every year, and very rare would you see the flowers, so it's lovely to see. Oh, they get bigger and bigger.
Hopefully.
That's what you've been trying to do, isn't it? That was the gardener saying that. He's allowed to say that. But yes, they clearly look after them. Look, this one's got a bit of fluff. What's that about? What's all this fluffy bit about? What's this fluffy bit about?
Apparently, it's a soft landing spot for insects.
Oh, right. It is clever. Oh, look, there's another one with its flowers on.
This is definitely bigger than
Oh,
it's taller than me.
crazy. I get a bit worried when I start to feel faint. I've got to start looking for a door. It's so hot in here. Oh, this is just a little bit funky, this place, isn't it? I need to find the nearest exit before I flag. And I'm climbing steps. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I'm going into another section. That's where I'm going to end up. I think we might not go in there. I think it's just going to get hotter and hotter. Right, I think we're going to go back the way we came so that we can find an exit, if you don't mind too much. A soft landing pad for insects. I wonder if they nest in it as well, if it's a soft spot. There can't be many places to nest. Not in their kind of climate, anyway. I don't know whether I can get out. This is pretty. This is a tropical rainforest. I don't know whether we want to go in there. Though we are going to get steam sprayed on us, so I don't know whether it's going to be good for the gimbal, to be honest. So I think we'll go back the way we came, try and get out into the fresh air. How amazing, though. Really glad I found this place. And I was curious when I looked at the website. It will be hotter, that's true. Don't want an old lady fainting. Not a good look. Just trying to find a quick way out. I think I found a way out. I think I found a sneaky way out. Oh, it's a fire exit. No, we won't go that way. Go the way we're supposed to. Aren't they amazing? Crazy place, really. I've seen so many wonderful things today. Really impressive. So I was lucky. This was an organised coach trip from Worthing, which was only £34, and that includes the coach trip and the entry fee. So I was well impressed with that. So I'm very happy. I think I'm going to lose you again in a minute. Coming up to the place where we lost it before. Hi, Sil. Hi, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Been a while. Right, let's get away from the children and have another look at a rather interesting sculpture ahead of us. Try and find out what it's all about. Can't quite work it out from where I am, so we need to investigate. Now I can see some hands, I can see a ball, I can see a foot. What on earth? That's okay, Sil. You missed the beautiful temperate house and the beautiful lake. But it's good to have you here on what might be my last ever tour. You never know. I can't work this out. Disjointed body parts. Let's find out what it's about. Okay, this makes no sense to me, but art doesn't need to make sense, does it? It's called a Maximus ad Minima, from the greatest to the least. Created and donated by Sir Edoardo Paolozzi in 1998. So it's called from the greatest to the least. I don't get it. So there's one last look at the Princess of Wales Conservatory, where all those lovely cacti were, and where they've got rather a nice display of palm trees outside. It's amazing, people don't think we would get palm trees in this country, but they grow quite happily. We have them all along Worthing seafront. We do bag them up in the winter. I think they've never had a problem surviving in our climate. And of course now it's just getting hotter and hotter. We'll probably have more. So we'll work our way back to the temperate house. And I think that that's probably the key areas I'm going to be able to show you today, because I said it's over 300 acres, this site, and we cannot possibly, sadly, get out as far as the pagoda, and neither can we get to Charlotte's house, which I wanted to see, so that's right at the opposite end. So I'm not going to be able to do that, sadly. But I hope you've liked this sort of little sneaky peek to what is an amazing site. Beautiful place. I don't know why I've never been here. 64, why have I never been here? I don't know. So I'm glad I've done it today. And that's 2 botanical gardens in 1 year. The oldest at Padova and the largest at Kew. So that's quite an achievement. I can't see your chat at the moment. Too much sun in my direction. I'll go in the shade and I can see what you've been saying. Got some more geese over here. So get near the water. Just see what you've been saying. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know, when I'm 64. Yes, my son did insist on playing that at my party. Was not amused, really. Look at the geese. Of course, when I say look at the geese, they all start going in the opposite direction, and the wind is back, so we need to be careful. Oh, Hilary, yes, sorry we didn't meet up on the Isle of Wight. I just had a beautiful few days on the Isle of Wight, and I was going to meet up with Hilary, but we didn't manage it, but another time we will. Isn't it just beautiful, Claire? Just been lovely. I'm going to end up by the water, but we're actually, oops, sorry, I nearly fell over. Must try harder, hey. I wonder if you can see, but we're actually the opposite side to the Guardian Chinese dragons where we started. So we've kind of come full circle. We're certainly back to the rather impressive Victorian temperate house. You're going to move to Worthing. Well, don't just look at the coach trips, look at me. Actually, it wasn't just a standard coach trip. I'll give you a little sneak about that. I'm actually belong to the Worthing U3A, which is the University of the Third Age. That means it's for people who are retired, not necessarily, I think you have to be over 50, retired or semi-retired, I think they say, who want to further their education, their development. So they run lots of courses. I was actually running a beginner's Italian course at one time. And absolutely anything you can do. I belong to a band because of them. So this was actually organised by the Worthing U3A. God knows what it'll be like when I'm 84, Susan. Heavens above. Yeah, you see, Claire? Well, I thought I'd join when I retired, but it was full of so many old people I'm facing. I will do the old thing. I'm just not ready for that yet, because I'm not even retirement age, to be honest, yet. Lucky that I retired. Anyway, enough of that twaddle about me. Look at my red cheeks. I tell you, it's so sunny. And it's crazy wind again. Sorry. Calling Rosie, can you hear me? Anyway, I'm going to say bye-bye then. Lovely to see you all. Do let me know, Hilary. Do let me know. I can always meet you up in Brighton. And yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. Lovely to see you all. Thanks for joining me. Maybe see you again. in some way. Ciao for now. Bye bye. Take care.